in this video. Is Mark's vision problem possibly more serious than his broken hubris? Bye bye to victories and podiums, says Fabio Quartararo. And Pecco Bagnaia likes the shoulder cam, but he would prefer not to have it. My name is Sankalp, and this is your Racing News Fix. Last Tuesday, we learned that Marc Marquez had an accident during the standard off-road training and the fall has caused a slight head concussion. As a result, he withdrew from the Algarve GP at Portimao. Although it sounds very plausible and something very usual, given most of them train using motocross bikes, something was a bit cryptic about the way all of it was being handled. Even the message on Mark's social media was a copy-paste of snippets from HRC statement. It is known that he and his brother trained together, but Alex claims he doesn't know anything about the crash as he wasn't there training with him. Alicia Spagro thought Mark might have broken a bone or something like that because Mark is not the one to sit at home unless something is seriously wrong. And no matter who they asked in the HRC or Mark's team, there was a standard response. He has a concussion, he is not feeling well, he will see the doctor again on Monday, and we hope he will be back at Valencia. Then the next Tuesday came, and along with it came the news that Mark has been having vision problems and he continues to feel unwell. Although not very common, based on a quick Google search, temporary double vision after a blow to the head is not that uncommon either. But for Mark, it might be a cause of concern, perhaps even more than when he broke the humerus last year. Let me explain. This is not the first time Mark is having vision problems. He had something very similar back in 2011 when he was in Moto2 and everybody thought his career was over. In the latest statement released by HRC, the doctor who examined Mark said, "The examination has revealed a paralysis of the fourth right nerve and the involvement of right superior oblique muscle. This fourth right nerve is the one that was already injured in 2011. Mark has had more than a few big crashes in his career, not just in MotoGP but in smaller categories as well." Speaking in an interview back in 2019, Mark spoke about what he thinks was his career's worst injury. Mark had said, "My injury at the end of 2011 season and the 2020 off season was the most serious. It was the most difficult moment of my entire career. I had seen 8 doctors and I was mentally destroyed. I thought I could never run again." Mark's manager Emilio Alzamora was just as alarmed. He said, in 2011, he had to let go of the Moto2 title in favor of Stefan Bradl by withdrawing from the last GP. He had crashed twice in Australia and a week later at the Malaysian GP. As he got up, he saw double with his left thigh. It took time for things to get back to normal. A broken bone, and you know how long it takes to recover. In this case, it was impossible to know. The winter that followed was very difficult for him. Rereading Mark's statement with all this knowledge puts it in a whole new light and it seems a lot more serious. Mark wrote, "These are very difficult times. Now you have to be patient and wait and see how the situation evolves. But if I have learned one thing in life, it's that you have to face adversity with positivity. A big thanks to everyone for their support. Let's hope and pray that Mark is able to make full recovery and is back on the bike as soon as possible." Moving on to other not so serious stories, the Algarve GP highlighted the biggest chink in Yamaha's armor and in a way defends the poor showing from all the other Yamaha riders when all this while Fabio has been at the front. Yamaha, much like Suzuki, lacks in top speed and initial acceleration getting out of the corners. And looking at the poor showing from Fabio after qualifying on the third row, it was evident why the other Yamahas have not been able to make up places in the races. Fabio said, "I knew that I had a great pace. I could have gone much faster. Unfortunately, I was penalized by not being able to overtake the Ducatis. Today I stayed 15 laps behind Martin. Even if he was riding 1 second slower, I couldn't overtake him. I made a lot of mistakes trying to attack, and when I crashed, I was simply on the limit." I remember in April, Bagnaia started in 11th, and overtaking was not an issue for him. We really need to gain in top speed because overtaking is a nightmare. We just can't overtake. To be honest, we know that we are too far behind with the speed that we have when we miss the qualifying. If I had a great qualifying, I would have been able to fight for the victory for sure. But with Yamaha, if you miss the qualifying, you can say bye-bye to the victory and to the podium. And 2021 has been great in terms of camera angle innovation in both Formula 1 and MotoGP. Formula 1 debuted their helmet cam, which is amazing to say the least. At the free practice session at the Algarve GP, we saw MotoGP's latest camera angle innovation, the shoulder cam. Looks spectacular, and although we saw it only in one session for a couple of minutes, it stole the headlines of the day. While it takes us viewers on a whole different journey, a few riders are concerned it might reveal some tricks they might have to shave off those crucial hundredths and thousandths of a second. Ducati's Pecco Bagnaia was the first one to voice out these concerns. Pecco said, "It was interesting to see the secret of Suzuki's bike. I saw their level to use the rear device too, and also the dashboard. It was interesting, but I would like to not have this type of camera on me though. I don't want to share anything, but for the fans, it is nice to see. If you made it till here, let me know by giving this video a big thumbs up. To stay up to date on all things MotoGP, hit the subscribe button and don't forget the notification bell. Here are 2 more videos which you might enjoy. My name is Sankalp and I'll be back with another video very soon.